So welcome back to another weekly market breakdown. I've got me facing it now because apparently people like seeing your face when you do these sort of things. No idea why, but hey ho, I'm doing it. And I want it out on Monday, but I've been really busy, so it's coming out today. And there may be some trades ready tomorrow, so it'll be helpful for tomorrow, but it'll definitely be helpful for next week because a lot of these trades are probably going to be ready about next week. So yeah, let's go into it. And we're going to start with GBCHF. And as always, we're going to start on the daily chart. And what I've got in here is I've got my Fibonacci levels plotted from here to here. That's what these levels are here. And what we've had is price push up, and now we've got this larger pullback, and we're looking for price to come back to one of these levels before coming up to here. Now I don't know which level price is going to hit. I'm just looking for the right price action to one of those levels because I don't need to know. I just need to play my edge, play my probabilities. And as we can see though, we've started to get this clear 1, 2, 3 touch pattern down to this level here. So that's where I'm going to start to look for entries. So if we drop down to the 1 hour chart, we can see that at this third touch, we've had this really impulsive candle here. And not really much happening now, but we've had this really impulsive candle, so I'm not going to just jump into it right now because that would be a little bit silly and I don't want to lose straight away. So I'll just wait to see if I get a little bit of rejection, and then I probably will take this trade as I'm just playing the area because I know there's a high probability that price will actually 80 pip stop loss. If I get a rejection up here, I may give it a go for a larger stop loss, just see how much percentage I can get to. I can get 5% up to there. Not the best risk to reward, that's a big move. But regardless, I'd rather make 5% than no percent just to miss out because I would have had don't want to use a big stop loss. But that's what I'll be looking for. If not, if you don't want to get in with a massive stop loss, that's fine. It's not how you trade. You just want to wait for a bit of a push up, a pullback, and then up because you'll be able to get in with a much smaller stop loss, I would imagine, and have more cover, and then got 8-9% up to there. So that's what I'll be looking for, but again, it may not actually do anything here. I may actually lose a trade, but then I'll just be looking to see if we can get a 1, 2, 3 down to this fib level, take the entry, look for the pullback, take the trade. Really is that simple. We do get a clear bit of price action here, double top or a clear 3 touch pattern, and you want to take a short-term sell. If there's enough percentage available, you can do that. Let's have a look. Probably not going to use 93. If you want a quick 3 to 1, you definitely could do that as long as price is clean enough. Nothing wrong with it. So they're the trades that I would look at for this pair. For now, the next pair, actually before I'm trying to see, there isn't really any reason I would be looking at a sell for this trade long term. Obviously I said you could take that short term sell, but long term I don't really see why price would drop from here. So I really am looking mainly for buys. Price hasn't hit any like significant double tops, there's no patterns, there's no sign of a reversal, so mainly I would be looking for buys on this pair. Anyway, the next pair, now New Zealand dollar. What are we looking at? So on New Zealand dollar, we've clearly had price push up, have a correction, push up, have a correction, push up, and now we're starting to get the larger correction before price maybe pushes up even further. So what I'm looking at right now is that price is in the larger pullback, and price has pulled back to the Fibonacci level here before impulsing up and breaking out of this trend line here. So price is either going to fake out and pull back into the pattern, pattern trend line, maybe come back down to the Fibonacci level again, maybe further, or we're going to impulse from here. So I'm looking for in the hour. I've actually took a trade on this pair. I just got taken out to break even. But what happened is price broke out, and then we had this clear 3 touch pattern in here to the Fibonacci levels, which was just from here to here, and that's what the rectangle is. I just have it in because it looks cleaner. It did at the time, but I set the order after the rejection here, and price pulled back up to what, 2%, and now just in the last hour it actually took me up for a break even here, as can see, so I took that off. But now that that's happened, I don't want to dwell on that trade. I didn't lose or win anyway, so it doesn't really bother me, but I don't want to be stuck dwelling on the trade. Oh wow, I wish that won. Like, oh, why didn't it win? I want to be ready for the next opportunity that I'm going to get. So you want to be ready, and you want to evolve. Prices evolve, so you need to start evolving with it. So I don't want to have all this left on the screen making it look messy, because it's not relevant to me anymore. So what I'm going to do is put my trend line here to here instead. I'm going to look at the next Fibonacci level to where price could go. So I just plot it back in, and I know that what I'll do is usually plot from here to here, just so that, because price could just double bottom. But that's the last Fibonacci level for me. So price should just come back down to these levels now before price pushes back up. Now you can either take a trade at the rejection, or you can wait for the pullback. I need to look into retest, because originally it wasn't something that I was interested in, but I have really started to notice that if you plot these Fibonacci levels in, often the pullback will come to the Fibonacci level before pushing up. Something I need to look at. Regardless, I'll be looking for a pullback. So I'll be looking for a pullback for this area to set the entry, and I'll be looking to take the trade up there. So that's another easy trade. That's what I'm looking at on New Zealand dollar. Not really looking for anything else. I'm not really looking for any short-term sales, to be honest, but if price did start to push down quite heavily and we started to get a clear three-touch pattern, then I would look for the entry, especially if it lined up really well with some Fibonacci levels. If it actually come up to here, then I'll look for a short-term sell. But other than that, I really wouldn't be looking, because it could come down to here, but we really want clear price action. In the areas where we're not certain of where price, well, we're never certain, but in the areas where we're not so certain of which direction price is going to go, I really only trade really clear price action. Whereas this, I don't mind this looking messy, because there's a lot of other confluences stacked up to the reason price may just push up, rather than just one push down. We've got a lot of daily confluences. So that's why it doesn't need to look as clean for me there, but here it does, because in these sorts of areas, it could just do, hold on, that looks very messy. In these sorts of areas, yeah, if it comes down here in these sorts of, it could just do anything. It could push down, push up, come down before it does. Like, probably won't look like that, but it could do anything. So I don't really want to be taking don't want to be taking trades in that area. So stay away from that. Just clear price action, I would say, everyone. So that's the old New Zealand dollar. Now we're going to look at GBUSD. So with this pair, again, it's really, they're all really simple to me, to be honest, because I've been doing it for so long. But I've just had this push up here, pull back to these Fibonacci levels for price, possibly pushes back up to this level up. Oh wow, back up to here. So that's what I'll be looking for. All you really want to be looking for is how it reacts to the level down here. This one isn't going to be ready tomorrow. Next week, probably going to be ready next week. So look for it then. Set your alerts on here so you know. And all you want to look for is the same as always: clear price action, or a push up and a pullback. That's really mostly how I trade, to be honest, because it's just the safest way, and there's lots of entries. If you want, we can look for a clear 1, 2, 3, push down, pull back, drop, and you can look for the entry here or here for a short term sell, because I'm pretty sure that there will actually be a fair bit of profit. Yeah, 6% to there. So if you want to catch a short term trade, just look for that. And that's that pair really. This one's really simple. You just really want to look for 1, 2, 3, or the pullback. That's really, again, all you're looking for. Most of the time you won't get the 1, 2, 3. I say look for the 1, 2, 3 because that's the ideal bit of price action that you want, but most of the time you're not going to get that. In general, you're mainly looking for the pullback here, and I will actually make a video on the pullback here, because the pullbacks come in so many different variations and you're not going to get just one variation fits all. Honestly, each time it pushes up and pulls back, it will look different. There'll be a slight variation. You just have to be ready for that and not just be looking for the same thing over and over and over again, because it won't look the same and you're going to get caught out and miss out on a lot of trades. So I'll actually make a video on what pullbacks you want to be looking for. But to start with, just look for, if you can do it yourself, just do a bit of back testing and look for what happens when price pushes up from significant levels, and then see what the pullback looks like. All I trade is price to significant levels or away from significant levels, and you know but there's just so many entries, there's so many pairs, there's so many entries, and because you're trading to and from, loads of entries, and there's so much percentage to be made. But that's GBUSD. So they're the three main ones. I actually have USD on CAD, a trade on at the moment, but this was really just a short-term one. Only reason because I had this clear push down. Like I've been saying, overall, really, we've hit this double bottom here, and really I'm looking for price to push up at some point, but again, I don't know why. And I did actually have this clear push back down, and I just saw the clear free touch pattern, so I just put a trade on because it's just clear price action, but I just in the middle of nowhere. I just knew there was a lower chance of me winning, and all that happened was, is it locked? No, it's not locked. Is I dropped to 1% and then it pulled back to break even. So that's that trade. What I'll actually be looking for is if we could pull back up to this double top area, you could just come back up to here and then drop, because price does like to do that, because it likes to catch people on the wrong side, and it especially likes to piss people off when they know exactly which way the trade's going to go, and then it'll just tag you back up for break even and then drop, to really wind a lot of people up. And that's a little mindset stint you have to get over, because the market's not actually doing it to you. The market doesn't even know you put a trade on, the market doesn't know who you are, it just is. So don't get pissed off by that, because as long as you're ready to take the next trade in your plan, it doesn't really matter if it's taking you out for break even. You just have to be ready for the next one, not dwelling on the fact that you didn't win this one. So that's that trade. And the last one I'm going to show you is Euro USD, because it's actually a trade I'm in that is, I don't know, it's like 4%. Really simple one. I did actually cover this last week in my breakdown last week, so I won't go into it too much. We've had the clear push up, looking for a pullback to this Fibonacci level here. But what happened was we got a lot of we got some clear price action here, as you can see. This Fibonacci level set from here to here, so it's actually quite a large distinctive Fibonacci level, and prices give us this clear 1, 2, 3. We got to the third touch, just broke above the fib level, and I just set the order, play in the area, and yeah, price just dropped. And I'm just looking for price to come down to here for 5%, so a nice 5% short-term trade. Can't moan at that. But that's all the pairs. Hopefully next week a lot of them are ready. I would say that GBTUF could be ready tomorrow if we have a bit of rejection pullback. Could be ready tomorrow. New Zealand USD again could be ready tomorrow, because you're just looking for the rejection at the level. GBUSD not going to be ready till next week at least, unless we got even if we get the short term. So that's me breakdown. I hope I didn't go on too much. At this moment in time, I noticed that I repeat a lot of stuff that I've already said, so I'm going to try to avoid doing that next time, but I'll get better at it as we go along, I would say, I hope. But yeah, that's the breakdown. I'll see you next week, where I'll actually get out on a Monday. So yeah, cool. Cheers.